The #1 car, Sammy Valafar out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Looks like Sammy Valafar is trying to get a little space there, and we've seen that in a lot of these spec races where the fellow who's the pole sitter is really able to get a little bit of breathing room there, and that has worked to their advantage throughout. But that second pack is not letting Sammy get too far away at all. Looks like Tyler Vance is in there, one of our younger drivers, not giving Sammy any breathing room. Looks like 0.13 seconds behind there.
Sammy Valafar, Dean Thomas, Grant Westmoreland, that's the top 4.
Landing strip, as we've been calling it, on the front straight. They really want to find a draft there. But for the most part, I think they're just looking for position and opportunity. You can see Sammy there is using the whole track and rubbing the gators a little bit, but he is driving a pretty much perfect line as far as I can see around this track.
Now you could hear it driving over there, but when you're going at speed, that's where you end up. So he's using a good line. He's opened up an enormous lead, maybe 5 seconds now.
Yeah, it looks like 5 or 6 seconds.
He's gaining time on the field, Sammy Valafar. And he is, Valafar is still lapping a little faster. He's about a second faster, nearly a second faster than Team Applied Racing. So it may be something else may have to happen for him to catch Sammy. But
Sammy's still out front, and it may be a case again where those two guys behind him are battling a little bit, and then they're losing time, and who knows if they suddenly have that light bulb go off and start working together to catch up to Sammy.
But we still have Sammy Valafar in first place by at least 2 or 3 seconds. Andy Rushing, last year's champion.
From that next pack of cars that's coming after them, and also maybe try to pull them up a little bit closer to Sammy as they get through this race.
And this is our top 10 in the Spec Miata, Sammy Valafar.
With that bobble. But Sammy Valafar, I just took a quick count on him, and he's about 11 seconds ahead of the field. So he is really using the fact that the other guys are battling so hard behind him and heating up their tires and really having to work hard, and he's just out there running that perfect time trial line. And
the leader, Sammy Valafar, number 77, is running some of the fastest times on the track. His last lap was 19.7. He was the only one in the 19s, so he has a big lead and is even opening it up.
What you can see is Sammy is just able to concentrate on driving a qualifying lap every lap.
Doesn't have to worry about guys banging on him. And there is a car in front of him, Sammy Valafar, who has been at the front of this line from the very beginning. Sammy Valafar,
and catch up to Sammy Valafar. Really is starting to just continue that good lead and just checking out.
And like Valafar has crossed the finish line right there. Now I'll tell you when the second place car goes across the finish line to give you an idea of how far ahead he is.
You can see that
perspective. Bam, Posley right there. So he is at least 9, maybe 10 seconds ahead. He's not losing concentration. He's not losing momentum. He is just hammering. We've got the leader, Sammy Valafar, has just crossed the start-finish line again. We're 28 minutes into this 40-minute race. This year looks like if everything sits the way it is now, that championship flag is going to go to Sammy Valafar.
Look at that. Right now, Sammy is coming down into the clubhouse turn, and he is really checking out on the next two. And Sammy's still running a 2:21.55, so it's going to be awfully hard for those guys to pull up and catch him.
Well, we're just got the white flag. You just gave the white flag to Sammy Valafar. He is the leader. If nothing goes wrong, he's going to be our national champion. But we are far from finished with this second place.
We know that any one of these guys out in the top 10 is a very talented racer. I mean, Spec Miata is one of the most hotly contested classes in road racing.
McKeever is back in front of Posley. Where is Valafar?
Valafar's coming through release right now.
Coming through release right now. He's going to win the championship, but the race is for second place. Posley is answering, going into turn 50.
So if you can win Spec Miata, your driving talent is pretty much unquestioned. It's just a matter of do you have everything else necessary, because it's not one thing that makes a great race driver.
We've just seen Sammy Valafar win the Spec Miata Championship here at the NASA National Championships presented by Toyo Tires. We're at Miller Motorsports Park. We've been talking to Dean Case from Mazda Speed. Before we get out of here, Dean, before we go to break, there's our running order at the end. Valafar, McKeever, Posley, Tyler Dahl. We didn't get a chance to talk to.